Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Wor Lasses Show. Tonight, it's 8 p.m. It is a Tuesday evening, and I am bringing you the latest and greatest of the Newcastle United Women's news and also some Lioness updates for you as well tonight. Now, welcome to all new viewers. The show is getting more and more popular, and the more likes, the more views. Thank you so much because it helps get us out there to like-minded Magpie massive fans like yourself. Thanks to our regular viewers as well, and the mods, of course, who are supporting us tonight on the channel. Helps us raise the profile of the lasses. So do us a good one, spread the word, give us a big like. Thanks. You know the drill. HR issues, which Paul makes me do. So like it nice and early, smash, subscribe, ring the bell, TTR content, all of that lovely stuff. Please do that for me. I get in trouble if I don't. Big thanks to the channel sponsor, Mamamoo Records. Do go and check them out. They're also online as well. Really great service there. And if you tell them you are a TTR viewer, might get yourself a little cheeky discount. Who doesn't love a cheeky discount all of the time? So as well, I am on Instagram and X. You can follow us on there because I'll always put the link to the show in so you'll get the updates if you haven't hit the subscribe already, but you really should. Anyway, let's get kicked off. So I do want to start with the Lionesses update. We're talking first of all about general news. Really exciting stuff that the UEFA Women's National League competition fixtures have been released. We've got, hold on, this last loves a graphic. There we go. 21st of February, we've got the game against Portugal there. So that's going to be a really exciting one. That's taking place at Wembley with an 8 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be a huge test for England coming up over the next few months. We've got several big ticket items happening for the Lionesses. One that I'm particularly interested in, and I don't think that a lot of people will have seen this today if you've been working or anything. The European champions versus the world champions. Oh yes, the 26th of February, taking place at Wembley. So luckily we are at home for this fixture as well, but that is going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a really interesting one because I think the England team are going through a bit of a transition, I think is fair to say. We've got a lot of the players that we saw in the Euros who've since either retired or moved to lower leagues. And we've got big competition here with Spain. They're undoubtedly in a bit of a similar position where they're maybe phasing out some of their legacy players. We've still got a lot of strength in our side. We've got the experience there, but we are seeing a lot of youngsters coming through. So that's one to keep an eye on, I would say. We've also got the Euros. The women's Euros are coming up as well, taking place in Switzerland. I'm going to try my damnedest to try and get over there, do some research on where's nice to visit and pick the game accordingly. But we are in Group D. The D stands for death. It's absolutely horrendous. Look of the draw. So that's going to be an interesting one. But yeah, entertaining nevertheless. So, stay with us. We're going to be doing content for the Lionesses for that England campaign. We're going to be trying to cover them across all competitions where we can, doing extra pre-recorded shows where it's necessary. We just want to bring you it all. So let me know if that's something that you would like to see. If not, I might not waste my time. So keep me informed. I do want to quickly go through and show you the results of the weekend fixtures. I am not going to infantilize you and pretend that you can't read fixture results, but I did just want to give you a flavour of how teams have been recently performing. Interesting little fixture there. Durham 1, Southampton 0. Interesting because we are playing them next. So that's good. Bit of confidence for us. Bit low morale for them. So I will absolutely take that. Now, moving on to the more dedicated Newcastle United Women's news. This is so important. This is the reason why I do this channel, why TTR have dedicated a whole night a week just to women's content. But this is all about raising the profile of the women's team. you got to get tickets. You've just got to get tickets for this. Oh my goodness. This is going to be so exciting. Get yourselves down. It is the derby at St. James's Park, 23rd of March, 2 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be absolutely massive. Big thank you to Tom, our mod, already in the chat telling people, have you got your tickets? Have you got your tickets? Where's your ticket? Like, love all of that. I think the East Stand is sold out now. The Gallagher is sold out as well. Yes, this is going to be absolutely amazing. And we are going for the attendance record with this. Why is it important? Because Sunderland say that they have it. That's why this is so important. Fun little fact is that I believe when they reported their attendance figures, they actually reported their ticket sales rather than attendance. So, I mean, either way, we've got to blow it out of the park. We've got to go absolutely mad with this one. So if you've never seen a Lasses game and you're tuning in the show, just curious, what is it all about? You haven't really been to Kingston's Park before, don't worry about it. Make this your first game. You will absolutely fall in love with it. It's incredible. So please do your very best to get your tickets in. It's amazing that we've sold out those 2 stands already, but get down, get your tickets. It's £8. Get the kids there. Amazing. Next bit of update that we have, little cheeky happy birthday. Love that the fans at Kingston Park at the weekend were giving the birthday shout out to this lass. It's our Emma Kelly. I love Emma Kelly. Like, she's the name on the back of my 3rd kit. Just absolutely magnificent player. And something else that I was really pleased to see, I love the fact that we are using and utilizing our injured players for commentary now. Emma Kelly, who is injured, she has two torn ligaments because one wasn't enough in her ankle. I just think that utilizing them for some commentary, getting that insight, a bit like what Aaron does for us, it is fantastic. It's really interesting. I thought she did a really good job. I watched the match back, and yeah, great stuff. We had Furness doing it as well when she was out injured, so that's great. For me, when I'm watching the other championship sides, I sometimes get time to watch some of the other games just to see what our competitors are looking like, and a lot of them don't actually have match commentary, and it drives me insane. I know a couple of times you can actually hear the cameramen like heavy breathing and, like sniffing. Just no, you're making my eye twitch. So the fact that we have commentary, I love that. I just think it just speaks volumes about what we're doing as a club together. Anyway, quick injury update. As I mentioned, obviously our lovely Emma Kelly is out at the moment, as is Potts, as his body at the moment. I think the problem that I'm finding is that we don't get a great deal of news when it comes to injuries. So please let me know in the chat if anybody is aware of what's going on with the lasses. Like Potsy, oh my goodness. I know that Body got injured just before that England, I believe it was the under-23s debut, like just in the warm-up trainings. Gutted for her. I know that she'll be called up again, but still got to be good, but never mind. Next bit of interesting news here. Newcastle United are hiring a director of women's football. Yes, people. This is Paul Mitchell's equivalent role for the women's team. Now, hopefully this means that Mr. Mitchell is far too busy now to support both teams moving forward, hopefully for the January transfer window as well. But I think for me, it's showing an investment and further development in the women's side. And it just helps us to amplify the voice of the fans and for women's football as well. So if you've got any experience, then that may be the role for you if you're a fan. Would be great to have some representation if you're actually from Newcastle as well. Would love that, please, because it means to me that you know what it means to us as fans. Second thing that I want to ask about, and I really do want to get you in the chat and get you involved in this. I want to hear some opinions on this from you. We know that there's a new training facility being developed. Now, this is for the men's, we're presuming. We haven't heard that it's going to be for the women's as well. But I would actually like to know what you would like to see from an upgraded training facility. Do the men and women need to have separate training facilities now? what would you like to see? How can we support the lasses? What is the art of the possible with this? Because I think, me personally, I would absolutely love to have further development in the women's side. And if we can have, a portion of that ground, or at least access to the training facilities, then that would be amazing. Anything that can help the full club is going to be great, and improving the women's side with, state of the art equipment, facilities, that's got to be really exciting. I think the whole hullabaloo around this is because it's coming from Real Madrid and Tottenham's architect team, Populos, I think I'm probably butchering that. I wish Alex was here in this moment. But I mean, we're talking about multiple pitches at the facility in Real Madrid. Like, there's spectator viewing in the trainer ground as well. So could that be like the new home of the lasses? Like, if could it double up as something? I don't know. I'm probably getting ahead of myself and getting overexcited as I do. But I'll jump into the chat now and have a look at some of your comments, because I am quite curious what people are saying, what people are thinking. We've got Tom here, even Mr. Lynch. I think we could have a combined training facilities, some of which could be shared, which would be exclusively for each. Yeah, absolutely, which is probably just what I've talked to. And I think it's a good little idea with that. Like, why can't we share some parts of the facilities? Hello, Choppy. Hi there, mate. Don't think I've seen you before. Welcome. Hi, Sam. How's things? Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. The lasses won at the weekend, so yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. What else have we got? That's got to be a good thing for the lasses. Get a director of football. Cheesy face. I nailed that. Nailed the emojis. Hi, Mike. Hope you are well. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing getting a director of football. I think it stops. I don't want to say stops, but it doesn't draw attention away to the women's team from the men's team. Let's have somebody dedicated to the expansion of the women's side, to the ambitions, like all of that lovely stuff. That'd be great. Lovely. Ash is in the chat. Hi there. Men, women, and youth all in one place. Do you know what? There's something to be said about that, because our youth sides, our academy, it's a development opportunities. Can we all maybe learn from each other, like in these shared facilities? I would love to see something like that. Surely observational, getting in there and seeing how our top players in the men and women's sides are training. That there's got to be something in there. Let's have a look. Who we got now? Oh, Michael. Hey there, mate. Hey. I was talking to Potsy on Sunday pre-match. She's hopefully back in the next few weeks. Oh, insider intel. Loving that. We've got Trev. Hey, Trev. Hope you're well. If Mitchell isn't doing it for the lasses, he doesn't seem to be doing it for the men either. No point in him at the moment. I'm sure he's working tirelessly behind the scenes. Goodness me. But yeah, we can only hope that he's working tirelessly behind the scenes. Let's have a look. We've got Pete in here as well. Peter, rather. My apologies. Rumor has it there could be a stadium used by the 21s and the women's team. Yeah, let's play smart here. I think the problem for me is that we don't have a great deal of free space that we could maybe utilize for like a mega complex facility. So I think we need to be thinking it would be great to have everything together. My Newcastle United nirvana would be complex facility. Like, give me hotels, give me bars, give me eateries, give me a museum. I would love a museum, like a teeth. Thank you. Give me a museum dedicated to Newcastle United. That would be like a fantastic little feature, make it like, football tourism is huge. How can we expand on that? Training facilities, observation decks, loyalty schemes, like all of that sort of stuff. There's so much that can happen. We have got Choppy again coming with the great comments here. Choppy, I'm enjoying this. Hi Sam. As there is no FFP or PSR in women's football, the PAF can't please themselves how much they can't please themselves with how much they spend. Yeah, do you know what? I'm probably a bit perplexed why we haven't seen a greater deal of investment, which is making me err on the side of, is this because we're looking at some super facility for training? Maybe, maybe. It's just a hunch. I'm not in the know. I just have a gut feel. But that's what we're doing. Wonder Woman gives a wave. Mwah. Hey, hope you're well. Hope you're really good. Let's have a look. Complex Nirvana. Yes, Toon Spirit. You've nailed that. Absolutely, Toon Spirit. Can we have something like that? Please. That would be great. We have Chippers in the chat. Hey, mate. Hope you're good. Would be great. We could get a complex like Man City with a stadium, Lasses Stadium and youth team arena, etc. all together. Yeah, I mean, forget mimicking any other team. I want us to, we've got an opportunity here to create something which no one's ever seen before. We hear about the investment could be massive. So show me the money. Show me the money. I'd love to see that. I'd absolutely love to see it. Choppy's agreeing. Football museum at St. James's. Yes, absolutely. Let me check out. We've got a comment from Mike here as well. All the things would be fantastic to promote all things Newcastle men's, women's, youth teams. Yes. Let's have a hybrid. Let's have it all going on. We've got Mason. Good evening, Mason. I hope you're good. Mason from PD and PD Proudlocks channel. So please do check that out. Friday show is absolutely mega after TTR, obviously, of course. So are you hoping that the Lasses sign more ex-England players like Demi Stokes, Sam? Yes. Yes, 100%. I think that who we've seen so far have brought in a great deal of experience. But we talked to this last week on the show. Actually, I believe that the team is more in a transition now for what is the type of player profile that's going to, tick us forward. I think while we've been progressing up the leagues and especially coming into the championship, 2 back-to-back promotions, I think we've probably had to expedite our journey in terms of the player profile that we've had to sign. Back in the day when we were taking players from the development team, we were giving them a Jazz, that exhibit A, and look what she's doing now. If we can get them homegrown, absolutely fantastic. However, I think for where we are now, we've got a really good core set of experienced player, little bit older in profile, but have got the football intelligence. They've got what it takes. They've got the trickery. That's what we need to see. But I think now we'll probably see some younger profile players coming through. Just my opinion on that. I would obviously love to have Ella Toon at the Toon, and other players as well. I think when we, eventually rise through the ranks and start contending for, Super League, absolutely, why not? And I think our club's got the ambition to do that as well. So I think that's pretty much all the news. Geez, I've gone through loads there, so I hope that was informative and enjoyable, quite frankly. Now I am going to do a little bit of a summary of the first half. Well, both halves actually. I'm not giving you half measures here, but I'll kick off with the first half. Again, get in the chat because I'm going to go through your comments. I'm going to give you my take of the first half. I'm going to give you some highlights, some standout performers as well. What I'd love to hear from you is who sort of shone. Who shone at the weekend, who was looking really good, who probably needs to polish a few things. So I'll probably go into my highlights and say, first of all, that this was an important match because it's 2 freshly promoted sides to the championship. So if you're sort of new to the game, both of these sides came up from the division and came into the championship at the same time. Now, Portsmouth had and continue to have now, thanks to the weekend and the Lasses' performance, have had a shocking start to the season. Absolutely shocking. They've recruited, and I think they actually started on the right foot and continued that throughout the whole game. I don't know how anybody else feels about this, but I was sort of like, like watching through one eye at some points, thinking, how is this team that we are seeing today representative of where they are in the league position? And don't worry, I'll go through I'll go through the league table at the end of the show, but it's just so unrepresentative of the side that I actually saw then. Just unbelievable. I was really, really impressed. And if you saw my show last week, I will say when I am wrong, hands up. I thought we were going to smash them. I thought this was going to be training for us, but full respect, they absolutely, bravo. They played the socks off. They were really threatening, great intensity and really ambitious throughout the whole match. Actually, I think there was a couple of times when they seemed to falter in the first half, as did we though. So I think my sort of main takeaway from the first half is that we kept on losing the ball. Now, we've spoken about this before, but I think we really do need to get tighter in terms of the passing when we're under 20 yards. We just seem to be losing a lot of composure and lacking communication in time. And I think this is, we are blending in our new signings. We've got 3 new signings. Poppy wasn't actually in there, but we did have Wardlaw. We had Gregory. So I don't know whether it's just maybe some partnerships haven't been made yet, but we should have enough quality and experience knowing each other. So I thought, have we maybe lost our heads and our composure a little bit when we're getting 20, 30 yards out? We just we seem to just lose our heads. So that's something that I would really like us to tighten up on. I think attacking wise, started quickly with the attack. Stokes, Gregory. Oh my goodness. Please let me know how you feel about Gregory, because my goodness, I absolutely loved it. I know last week I talked about, what Becky had to say about the signing of Gregory, but I thought she really set the tone. She just set out what she wanted to bring, like skill, threat, just spotting spaces. And I think once she learns our style of play and finds partnerships, I think she's going to be absolutely amazing, really promising, strong-minded. And she had the composure actually that I've been speaking to that we maybe lack a bit. Just build up play, progression, really, really exciting. I'm gonna jump to me chat here because where have I got Simon Rudd. Good evening, Simon. I'm sure I saw Poppy on crutches. Oh. Damn it. I thought she was great. I thought she was really great. So that is a shame to hear. But again, I'd love to hear this from the club, Newcastle, banging on the door here. Let us know. Wonder Woman Gregory was mint, fast, strong. Yes, absolutely rapid. So very, very good. Wonder Woman says that we're waiting on a scan for that. Okay, insider info here, loving that. So in terms of defense, and this is another time I need to stop being wrong. Cooper, beginning of the season, I wasn't fully convinced, but really started to grow into the team. I think she's really putting herself on the line. Several challenges. I think, really decent early clearances as well that we saw in the first half from Cooper. So I was very, very happy to see that. I thought Stokes, for me, one of the players of the first half, she was just all over the pitch, all over. I'll be watching the game and then she's suddenly in a different area of the pitch and she's attacking, she's defense, she's covering corners, just fantastic. Defensively, I thought Moan was great in the first half as well. Excellent distribution. I think in fairness, she was making some comfortable saves during the first half, but again, distribution helps us progress the ball up the pitch, knocks out that first line of attack, gets it to the midfield, and we're straight up there. So yeah, credit to Moan. We have got, let me have a look. Simon Woodlaw, yeah, absolutely looks class act. Amber in the midfield, oh my goodness. I think Amber Stobbs for me, just again, that's when I was talking to experience. Her accuracy of passing, I find that we lack that at times with other players, but she seems to be the mainstay of being able to hold the ball calmly and do what she needs to do with it. She's just absolutely tremendous and continues to be like it. I think consistency is really important for me, and just time in time out when she's played, she's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm agreeing with this as well, Tom. Cooper has been something of a slow burner, definitely improving as the season goes on, and I hope to see much more of that as well. We've obviously got Potsy out, unfortunately, so it's nice that we've got some reliability in Cooper now. I do feel a lot more confident. Obviously, Woodlaw is there too. We did concede, however, going into the second half, so this is something that we need. This is something that we need to bear in mind when we go into the next half of the game. So bear with on that front. Jazz McQuaid, my goodness, again, one of our development players. Just attacking runs, absolutely phenomenal. I actually think that she shone the most for me during the second half. But you had Jazz in some great spots. You know, she's never afraid to take on a play. She's got this tenacity, and she probably has the ability that I think we need to sort of, you know, get into some of our other team players as well, like picking out other players in the final third. You know, she's just got this knack for it. It's this drive. But what I will say is throughout the game, you know, Portsmouth like kept on coming every time we were coming with tidal waves of attack, tidal wave. You know, we are struggling to actually finish our dinner. You know, they were coming on the counter every single time. You know, we had Stokes again making fantastic crosses into the box. I think she pairs particularly well with Barker. Just getting those moves into the pen box. You know, Barker for me is like my little Scrappy Doo. Like, she's so quick. She can play the underpass, play the overpass. Like, she's just really, really good in that sense. I do need to give probably a tip of the cap to Quirk from Portsmouth. She kind of reminded me a little bit of Katie Barker. I don't know if anybody else thought that, but she was just so quick. You know, was a threat throughout the whole game. And I think in the first half, she actually had like a really good little cross into the box as well. Luckily, Stokes was there to save it, but genuinely really, really impressed. I thought she was the one of the most attacking players on the pitch, actually. So yeah, really, really pleased to see that. Let's have a look what else we've got. Ray, what are you talking about your phone for? You are in the know. You're in here. You're fine. Keith KJ, thought we all played all right in patches. Maybe we took it for granted we would win. Yes, I certainly did. We have to integrate new team signings into our system. Very true. And probably, you know, to what I was talking about earlier in the show as well, you know, we've got 3 new players, down to 2 now because one of them injured, poor Poppy. Hope she recovers quickly. But yeah, it's just a little bit patchy for me at the moment. In fairness, was this too different to before we got the signings? I'm not so sure. I just want to be fair with that comment. I do need to say a quick hello to Corinne. Hello there. You need to change your little Avatar, mate. Like we're out of Christmas. Like give do your scary thing. That's fine, but let's have it seasonal. Like go Valentine's or Lunar New Year, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, interesting first half, but I was impressed with Cooper. I know that we got a couple of decent free kicks. Wardlaw drawing a foul as well. I've already talked to Stobbs being arguably the best and most accurate passes for me that I could see on the field. What I would probably like to mention is Cataldo again, just because I think in the last match as well, I thought maybe we're just sort of getting her back, integrating her back in the side. Let's keep in mind she's had a prolonged injury. I don't think she's fully back at the races yet. I did notice that last week. I saw it again this week as well, just sort of missing the targets for passes. Good moments where you sort of see her back to our best again, but just maybe not fully at the races. So just one to keep an eye on. I sort of worry a bit if we're sort of lacking in that position. We've got some good quality on the bench. Is it time for a little bit rotation? Maybe build up our strength and our match fitness again. She was looking a bit leggy for me even in the first half. So just putting that out there. Joel gets a free kick 30 yards out. I think it was Gregory who passed it to Stokes. I don't know if anybody else saw this. So we're setting up set piece, bearing in mind we have a set piece coach for the women's team, and we're quite threatening from them. But we set up, and I think Joel's looking to take the free kick here. Gregory passes it to Stokes, and it just meanders past her. Not particularly a great deal of speed on this. And I think, sort of looking around like, what on earth was that? Like, really poorly communicated. But for me, it actually looked unpracticed. I haven't seen us try that in a set piece before. So I think perhaps something to work on for communication there. But like missed opportunities when we're 30 yards out, we've got to take more opportunities like that. So again, final passing, really need to just finish it a little bit better. Now, Jazz, like I've said, for me, is always great with her intensity and the aggression that she plays with. Taking shots on target as well. I think it was at least one in the first half that went wide. And I think it was fair to say that we were getting bodies back, still probably not back to our best with that. But we are getting, the opportunity, should I say, when we're going in for the attacks. Really nice tight back line that we're holding on there. So defensively, I thought we looked good in the first half. But again, we rely so heavily on the likes of Stobbs to cover our ground and actually mop up after poor sloppy passing for me. So I think that's just something that I don't want to see too often now moving forward. Hales being unsupported, she had a second attempt where the keeper went down, she crosses it and collides with the keeper, and there's no one at the far post to actually guide it in, unfortunately. So, is it because of our pace? Can we not keep up with her? In which case, we need to work on some hold up play there or something. So, an interesting one for me in that regard. I am going to jump into the chat because we've got Ian. Hey there, Ian. Ian is one of our mods and a super chat nonetheless. Thank you so much. Hi, Sam. If the Lasses were promoted, would they need to clear out or do they have players to complete in the Super League? I think it's an element of both, quite frankly. As I said in last week's show, I think this is transition time where we are looking to have people that we can develop. We've got some loans, we've got some permanent signings as well. I think we are backing ourselves to take some of those people, maybe keep them for a year, maybe move them on after this, see us through the championship. I think we'll be here for potentially another season. Don't kill me for that opinion. This is just what I'm surmising. And the reason I think that is because I think we've got a great deal of work to do in terms of clinical finishing, keeping passes tidy. Like, it's not something that we're great at. We've got new partnerships to to forge and bring together. Look at me, the language tonight, forging, lovely. Let's have a look. We've got Simon Rudd again. Thanks for contributing, Simon. It was very obvious that Cooper kept going back to Wardlaw all the time when Cataldo was open down the right. That's interesting, actually. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we can probably utilize that more in going forward with attack. I will certainly look out for that one next time, actually. So thank you for sharing. What I'll probably move on to now is the second half performance. So I think, oh, in fact, no. Before I do that, like we had an offside goal, which was an absolute shocker. Luckily, we were sided with from the ref's perspective. I think we were getting numbers into the space with that one. You know, maybe we're getting back. Maybe it's instructional that there wasn't a rush of bodies there, but thankfully it was offside, and yeah, just not ideal in my personal opinion. I think as well, just keeping those balls, we just can't seem to do it, and it's just getting a little bit frustrating for me. But moving into second half, again, I am going to be jumping into the comments to read what your thoughts and feelings are on this one. But while you have the opportunity and I'm diving into that second half performance, please drop us a like. I would love that, and it really helps us in the search algorithms. So get in there, give us a thumbs up. So second half, Katie Barker wins the corner. Gregory gets a shot on target, quite a comfortable save from the keeper, 30 yards out. So this lass has got confidence, which I really, really like to see. Kept it going into the second half as well. I thought Joel was making our presence known, really contributed throughout the game. Again, like I said at the beginning, like Stokes just absolutely everywhere, powerful in the crosses, accurate at the same time. And, it's because of that, the play that started from, Stobbs, that we actually got the second goal from Hales. That second goal's the eighth goal of the season. Our top goal scorer, fantastic early in the second half as well, gives us that confidence boost. We're 2 ahead at this point, brilliant, excellent stuff. And I think at this point, again, Portsmouth didn't drop their heads. I thought, right, this is it. We're cricket scoring this. Hales is on for a hat trick, no problem at all. And we just seem to be at loggerheads. And I certainly didn't give them credit. I would like to think that the lasses give them the respect that was deserved in whatever training we did prior to this match. But it was an entertaining game, but I didn't expect the performance from them. Portsmouth, just with the constant attacks that they had, and with all due respect, Moan was making a great deal of comfortable saves as well. Credit to Moan, because I think at one point she decided to come off a line and save it, literally just chested it away, which was unbelievable. I really trust her decision making. I think the back line trusts her as well. So I think we would have been in a very different position if that had just been chipped over. So can't complain with that. Hales for me was just end to end, desperately seeking that hat trick. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing that we didn't get that. So for me, at 56 minutes, things started to feel tense. A little bit tense for me. Entertaining all the same, but pretty damn tense. I think we end up getting a free kick outside the pen. It was from a push on the back. No, they got a free kick rather. Jazz held it a bit too long. Push on the back for one of their defensive play. They both go down, but it is in a dangerous spot. And unfortunately, Quirk scores from the free kick. Now, Quirk, as I said, for the first half, she was the one for me that probably looked the most dangerous. She's clearly their, MVP, their most valuable player. She was just all over the place, like lots and lots of tenacity. And I personally felt that when it was 2-1, we lost our heads a little bit. Like the game, it went a bit frantic for me. We needed to sort of regroup a little bit and get our heads together. I think we were surprised. I think that took us by surprise. I think possession required moving forward. We seem to just lose our grip on the game at times, and we're relying on individual performances like the likes of Stokes to make any clearances. We're relying on Stobbs to mop up sloppy passing. So yeah, for me, we needed like a bit of a burst of energy. At around about the 60-minute mark. Gregory again continues, and my goodness, the work rate that I found was just amazing. Please like get in the chat and let me know what you're thinking about Gregory's performance. But she gets by the defender, puts a cross in from behind. The keeper goes down, but we just can't seem to find the back of the net at the majority of times. Portsmouth then lead on to get a corner. And this for me was just unacceptable. Why is it unacceptable? It was a header at the near post. You know, you might call it luck or whatever. It was just like lasered into the back of our net, unfortunately, over the top of heads, no less. And I think what disappointed me is that we seemed unprepared for their set piece. You know, you've got a minute to sort of, you know, quickly mentally brace yourself and prepare for this. And we just didn't seem like we did that. And if, you know, feel free to disagree with me here, but if you watch it back, I don't remember seeing any of those players actually jump in to try and stop that ball. So for me, that is just unacceptable. The problem is now we are 2-2. The equaliser has been scored, and I'm personally shell shocked. And I think that's, you know, shaken us a little bit. Sometimes when we sort of go behind, we need like a little bit of a wake up call. And I think, again, this is where Stobbs' leadership comes back in. You see her making excellent runs, winning the ball back, retaining the ball. You know, she's you know, trying to stimulate, you know, nice little, you know, triangles of play to progress us back up the pitch. She's able to set Gregory away as well. Unfortunately, a few of those runs just faded out. You know, Wardlaw does get an opportunity, but it again sends it wide. And this is the point for me that, you know, Becky Langley makes some changes. I think it was probably the right time. It could maybe a little bit earlier. Gregory comes off for Andrews, and, you know, hats off. What an excellent signing. So, Mr. Mitchell, while we do have you in the team for the Lasses, hats off for that one and everybody who was involved in that signing, because absolutely loving her. Loving her. And just to bring you down a notch again after that stroke of positivity, Mo needs to make another save. We just are starting to look super, super shaky at the back, unfortunately. You know, the minutes are starting to tick down here, and round about 70 minutes, Portsmouth just look unrelenting at this time. It's almost like they are sharks and there is blood in the water, and they have had a taste and they are coming back for more. And they did, and credit to them, they really did give us a good game. Comfortable saves, yeah, absolutely feel that for sure. Luckily, the third goal happens. Like, you know, I can unclench my arse cheeks now, because goodness me, it was so intense. But Andrews starts from there, draws the foul, you know, it's attacking. We end up getting the free kick. Stokes takes it, sends it high. You know, there's just a bit of a scramble going on, but she brings it down, Stokes, with some really excellent footwork from Jazz. Jazz evades like two players, gets a really tidy, accurate pass to Joel here. Just fantastic. We've got Joel, we've got Andrews, just going all over. The passing in that moment was excellent. Cataldo was involved in that too, which was great. Stokes just whacks a thunderbolt. It is deflected off one of their players, but wow, thank goodness. But this is 73 minutes and we're like 2-3 and it doesn't 3-2 and it just doesn't look like it's going to be, you know, an easy ride for us. Like they've been able to come back from that. We've lost that initial lead that we had. So we need to keep on our toes here. Luckily, we do see some other changes. Jazz had a fantastic match. I mean, she was all over everywhere, absolutely brilliant. But we get Furness on, and I absolutely love Furness. She's so hungry. She plays with aggression, which I think was needed in this sort of stage of the game. Hales does get more chances as well to try and get the hat trick. I think it was like 70, maybe 75 minutes. You know, she goes on the runs. I think there was one point that she just couldn't get the angle to square it across to Andrews. Andrews was in a great position to actually receive that, but just the pace just wasn't there, unfortunately. I think it's a bit of timing that partnership needs to build on. If Andrews is going to come in as a sub and you're going to see Hales, you know, looking for an assist here and trying to feed to Andrews, then they've got to be sort of progressing round about the same time. Hales, if you can maybe, you know, let's work on some hold up play. Just, you know, Andrews is rapid. So I don't think it's a case of that she can't keep up. These are the two like speediest lasses in the team, but maybe just look at hold up play a little bit more and then we can see where we go from there. But summarize, as I said, hands up from me, the rare occasion, please press record where you want. I was wrong. I didn't give them the respect that they deserved. And I am sorry for that. I am sincerely sorry for that. But it was based on the position in the league. I'm surprised that they've got the goal difference that they do, that they're sat in, you know, bottom place right now. Like they never stopped. They didn't give the performance that reflected the position in the table. I think they give a performance that they could all walk away really, really proud of, and to make us second guess for the match ahead. So, a couple of things that I would say that needed to be improved. I mean, we let go of a 2-0 lead. What is that? Like cringe, a 2-0 lead. Like we had opportunities to gather ourselves after, going 2-1, but then and then they equalize. What is that? In quick succession as well. It's almost like, it's goal time straight away after, but it just the second goal just came so quickly. I don't think we had time to let our heads drop and compose ourselves. Thus we made it hard. We made it difficult for ourselves. We need to keep our heads up in that final third, keep composed, attack. We got really, really frantic. I did think we have had moments of great build-up play, but keep it tight, keep it right. Possession, just simple passes and just staying alert at time. Obviously, says me, speaking on YouTube in my bedroom, but this, you get what I'm saying. Things that I think we're doing really well with. Mourning our distribution. I don't think we can underrate distribution and how that helps us progress the ball. Just fantastic again. I have noticed though we do seem to be trying to play out from the back a little bit more. Just if we've got somebody so accurate with distribution, we've got a really strong midfield team there. I would back our midfield to be able to bring those balls down and progress them. So like more of that, please. Cooper and Wardlaw. Cooper for me, as Tom said earlier, settling much better into the side. And I think playing out from the back with ease is great. But again, let's not negate the fact that we can skip out a whole defensive line of players if we're playing our cards right here. Jazz, special mention, absolutely. Gregory, really welcome to the team because you look like you're going to be class lass. Joel as well, both Joel and Jazz for me, great footwork, evading plays. But what can you say about Stubbs? Just continues to bring so much as a leader. She just calms the pack and just serves the ball so well. Just absolutely wonderful stuff. So really pleased to see all of that stuff. We've got Wacky. Hey, Wacky. I think they will pump some money in for reinforcements in the summer and go for a promotion push then. Ooh, interesting. Adds to the overall value of the club if the Lasses are in the WSL. I don't disagree with that. Well, of course, it's absolutely more money if we're in the Women's Super League. Um, whether we are honed enough as a team, like do we have an identity? Do we have that yet? I'm not so sure. I think, like I've said earlier, I think we're going to be in the championship for another season now, while we look to strengthen and try and do a bit more in that respect. So I just want to keep do I want to tell you to keep your heads? No, get excited. We can do it. Why not? Let's have a look. Julie J. Hi, Julie. Julie is one of our mods, of course. Probably it'll come when we're promoted to the WSL. That is going to be such a great day. I can't wait to see that. Let's have a look. Wacky, does the Lasses Leagues have PSR? No, we don't. So you kind of think like, oh, well, why are we not spending like, crazy? Like, why aren't we doing like a Man City when they got taken over? Interesting one. Maybe we're trying to do it right. Maybe we don't want to go wild on the signings. Maybe it's because we want to wait till we have better training facilities to attract a better caliber of player, perhaps. Let's have a look. Oh, we have Mandy in. Hey, Mandy. Hope you're good. I think Newcastle need to improve on all levels for the girls, especially finding out any information about to the girls like injuries, sales, new signings, promotion of the girls' games. Just not good. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that one. I think for me, I would really like to see. In fact, you've just brought something to my mind. I believe we're actually looking for some sort of social media manager for Newcastle. I'm sure I saw that on the jobs board as well. Not that I'm looking, by the way, for a job for myself, but I do like to be curious what we're doing at Newcastle. So I would like to see that new social media team putting a whole load of effort. Like, we've got a fantastic fan base for the Lasses, so can we not start getting more news out about them? I get most of my news from our community here, so like, yeah. More news, please. Yes, please. I like coffee. Hey. Yes, the stream on NUFC website kept pausing, and it's so annoying. I hope NUFC can work on it. I have issues with the app. I don't know if anybody else experiences that. It has improved, but I think they could do with like a new version update. I also have found in the past, if you are watching a game, never pause it if it's live, because it just won't let you back in, and it's just horrendous. So if you can't make it down to the matches, don't attempt to pause, because it will fail. It will let you down. You don't want to be let down in there. Let's have a look. Tom, yes, there is. I thought there was, Tom. There we go. Social media advocacy is required. We need to get more news about the Lasses, please. Anyone, that would be fantastic. Who have we got now? Donny, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You might have to spell it for me phonetically if not. I mean, I'm dyslexic, so I might say it wrong again, but I will try my very best. The women's team should sign Sean Lock. Wish I hadn't read you out now. Be gone. Get out of it. I think our Lasses would run circles around him, to be quite fair, the way that he's been. He's been a great servant, lots of good memories. Thank you very much, but no. You can keep him. What I want to do now is probably go on to what we are expecting moving forward. So as we know, the game ended 3-2. Hard fought win. Very, very happy with that. I did manage to find some stats. Stato will be absolutely thrilled. I mean, I've got like 4, but still, including the score. But interestingly enough, 17 shots. Now, what does that tell you? That tells me that we are struggling with our finishing. Stevie Wonder could see that. Thank you very much, stats board. But 17 shots, converting 3 of them. Obviously, Portsmouth, had a better conversion rate. So let's just keep that in mind. Possession fairly thereabouts 50-50. I don't think either side let anybody just have the ball and play, but yeah, that just is a little bit of full-time stats summary. That's another thing I want, actually. Like, does somebody just want to make a laundry list for me of what I would like? Because stats, that would be amazing. Then we could get Stato on and he can, do his wizardry and tell us about all what everything means, because I get lost with it. But yeah, statistics, injury updates, news. Like, we like the little videos that come out like during the summer. We haven't had a lot of those recently during the winter. Like, more stuff like that, life stories, experiences like that. Yeah, I want to see more of that. We had a lot of stuff in like we started to see training a bit more, like training in the gym that the lasses were doing. Like, up the ante on that, please. Anyway, next match, 2nd of Feb. It is an away game. What I will say is, please support where you can and go and travel with the amazing away fans. We've got Michael in the chat, but the Newcastle United Supporters Association, it's like £5. £5 for like an annual membership where you can get all of your travel sorted, not just for the men's, but for the women's team as well. Go down, have a laugh on the bus. I'm a member as well, because I'm hoping to get out to some of the away matches as well this year. But class, we did an episode, we did an interview with Michael. So if you haven't seen it, please do go and check that one out, because it was mint, and you get a bit of a feel for what actually happens on the buses. Really family friendly, safe way to travel, and really cost effective as well. So yeah, remember that one if you are going to be traveling this weekend. I do like to finish, obviously, as always, with the league standings. We can see here Birmingham City still maintaining top of the table status, 23 points with 12 goal difference. You can see that Sunderland are currently sat in 6th. We are just behind them at 7th. Not a great deal in it. There's not a great deal in it at all. We've talked to this before. And again, if you're sort of new to women's football, it is very, very tough. It's very, there's a lot of variables in this league. So like all the points, all the goal differences, everything makes the tiniest alteration to the league table standings. You'll notice there that Portsmouth at the bottom, thankfully, still 2 points from the entire season. Thank goodness it wasn't more, with a minus 27 goal difference. Wowzer. Southampton is below us on 8th with 15 points there. So hopefully we can correct some of those things that we saw last weekend, really up the ante for this match moving forward. So super, super happy for that one. If you are not able to travel for whatever reason, please, please, please do get watching it on YouTube, on the Championship Show, or on the app, depending on where it's available. It's always one or the other. So do check it out while you can. Before I leave, final request, drop me a like, because I'm selfish, and it also helps us in the search results. But again, just a reminder, please do try and get your tickets. I'm going to be promoting the hell out of this until the day's here, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be going. We're probably going to be hitting the stack beforehand as well, so come over and say hello. We're going to be doing some fan interviews and all of that lovely stuff too. But this is all about supporting what the lasses are doing. So if we can get that record, you're going to have a fantastic day regardless of the resulting outcome. But if you can see like Newcastle United lasses beat Sunderland in the derby at St James's while we get the record attendance, that is just going to be something super, super special. So please make every effort to come along. Get in the chat, let us know where you've got your seats, where you've got your tickets, who you're going with, all of that lovely stuff. For tonight, I'm going to be ending shortly. We've got another one chalked up in the books now, and I just want to say thank you to the mods as ever for supporting in the chat this evening. Everybody who's liked and subscribed tonight, everybody who's viewed the show, if you're watching it live with us, engaging in the chat, it's amazing. Thank you so much for that. If you're watching it on record, get yourself in the comments. Always love feedback. Apart from that, how are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out some green.